don't know, but what you cooking, man?
Buddy.
Well, good morning, savages and badasses. Ready to get up here and get after it on a Tuesday. What's happening?
Well, let me just tell you why I was had to run away real quick because I get my coffee ready to sit down and have a good stretch here, and then my senior dog walks in as I'm getting the laptop fired up and starts drinking all my coffee. So I had to go make a new cup.
Ah, nice. Well, at least your dog is hyped up for this morning, ready to get their Tuesday started.
He's fired up, man. He knows how it is. He usually likes to join us for this. So, all right. Hopefully, Trey is alive and well and joining us soon. But how y'all doing today?
Either way, Pedro, kick us off.
Man, I'm doing good, even though I think I'm fighting a chest cold here, man. I think I'm hacking up a lung, but otherwise, I'm doing fantastic. I've got all my travel done for the year, which I'm ecstatic about, and dude, just getting my nose dose to the grindstone, man, and man, getting back into it. Not gonna lie, dude, for about the past 2 months, been slacking off. Just excuses I know, but so many things going on, pulling me in different directions, and been maybe working out twice a week, not watching what I eat so much. But man, now I've cleared my schedule. I'm rejuvenated. So really, really kicking it into high gear again, man. Ready to end the year strong so I can start next year even stronger than I did the beginning of this year. Let's go.
Pedro, I love you, so I'm going to pick on you. And it's not just you. It's something I was talking about somebody else earlier. But you know how when things, we'll pick up all these awesome, healthy habits that are going to actually help us do better in other aspects of our life. And yet the very moment things get harder, we start sacrificing and stopping the good habits. That's not just you. I find myself, and for me, where it comes from me is my bedtime. When I feel more stressed in life, what you need is to be able to rest and get up and do the thing. Instead, I find myself watching like mindless TV for like an extra 90 minutes and then rotting myself of sleep and then starting this vicious cycle. I can't be alone
Yeah.
in this, right?
No, man, 100%. You know what? I have to say I have no shame in it, man. Like I don't, man. I just pulled a lot of different directions, and it came down to, do I want to go for a walk, go to the gym, or do I just want to sit and have 30 minutes to read a book, or just doom scroll my phone, man? So like, ain't gonna lie. Sometimes life gets in the way, and you're right. You push out those healthier things. You know what I mean? But unlike a lot of folks, man, what is it? I think it's, if you drop a habit for like a month or something like that, like it's twice as hard or takes twice as long to build that same habit back up than you originally started or whatever it was. So, hey, at least I'm getting back into it. I'm doing it, man. I'm still losing weight, dude. I am 11 and a half pounds from my goal of 250. So I'm still killing it, still killing it. Even though I was eating some trash, bro, I was still losing weight, still keeping track of macros and stuff like that. I just, wasn't too concerned about the fat content and stuff, you know what I mean? or whatever. So,
Well, what's great is you bring up a great point at this time of year, and it seems it's pretty industry wide. Everybody's travel is kind of dialing down, and what's great is I love this time of year. I love this time of year specifically because it's what's today, November 18th. Quite literally, this time period, I forget the exact day it was, but this time period in 2018 is when I lost my very good friend Matt Brown, and then that's when that's what kind of started my kind of weight loss transformation when I started getting dialed in. And for many people, and was talking with other individuals about this yesterday, yeah, the travel, the conferences, Women in Trucking is done, all the conferences has come down to a close. And where you're leading by example is you've noticed that, oh, this travel's finally winded down. It's time to lock in. And again, this time of year, Orange Series rolling with this same type of marketing because we have a Black Friday deal going on. Why wait till January when December is free? Essentially, if you join, you get your second month free. And that's the exact mentality people need to be having right now is, yeah, Thanksgiving's 10 days away. Yeah, you've got Christmas, like there might be some traveling or what have you, but to let that railroad you and to say, I'm just going to wait until next year to get back on the saddle of some of the good things of maybe you did do the majority of the year positive, but it's just say, I'll just pick things back up into those habits. You are kicking 6 weeks and throwing 6 weeks in the toilet because you're like, oh, well, you've already defeated yourself. Like, how can you win when you've already set yourself up to lose? And like today is the greatest day to get up and get out and get after it. That's why I was really looking forward to this Tuesday specifically to see Pedro's up getting into it. Nick is up. We are up. Now is the time to get. Why wait until January to get yourself started? 6 weeks. You could do a lot in 6 weeks, no matter what it is.
You know how they say that like most people have failed their goals by like January 6th or something? I'm going to argue and say that most people have failed their goals right now. To your point, why are we waiting till January? We're not the Mayans. Why are we so enthralled with the magical flip of a calendar? If it's worth doing in January, it's worth starting right now. All we're doing is and you know what? I don't even like the word excuses anymore because all they are is choices. Excuses sounds better, but it's a choice. I am deciding to do something, or I am deciding to not do something. What's up, Hayden? So Hayden's out there getting it done. Nice. So we did the gym. Now we're going to golf. Maybe at some point we'll get some work done today, or are we just packing it in for the holiday?
Yeah, and another thing to be said about January goals is, again, the reason why people, quote, fail by mid-January or whatever, like I think it's January 20th is like Quitter's Day or something. I think we did a show on that last year. Is like you don't need to be setting multiple incredibly like 0 to 100 type goals. Like again, we're still in the middle of the Project 61 step challenge. Like that could be your goal. I was just talking to a gentleman last week in the industry, and I was like, do you own an Apple Watch? Yes. Perfect. 7 out of the next 10 days. Let's go for 10,000 steps. We'll go from there. Because they were telling me that, yeah, I probably get maybe 2,500, 3,000 steps a day. Perfect. Let's start with this one thing. Because if you start with one thing today and you do that for 6 weeks by January, then you can add the next goal. You don't need to wait and then all of a sudden January 1st being like, you know what, I'm going to go to the gym. I'm going to change my entire diet. I'm going to change my entire lifestyle. I'm going to completely overhaul everything I've done. And then so that way, when I'm burnt out by the end of January, I'll be like, you know what? I guess it's just not for me. I guess I'm just unlucky, when truthfully, that's bullshit.
Real quick, thanks for your comment, Bobby. Pedro, I don't know if you saw that, but he says he's super proud of you, so that is awesome. And then
Thank you, Bobby.
we also got Aaron Hatfield. Get it, my dude. Good group of guys right there, so appreciate you. Nice to have, it's nice that we have each other here, but I'm not going to lie to you. I like when people drop in. I mean, it's I feel like the community is out there. You know what I mean? We don't get to always see them, but it's nice to know that whether or not they're watching or helping get impacted. I'll tell you, the goals thing is obviously you already know mine now and I'll just call them out here. So my fitness goals for 2025 or 2026 are Ironman Jacksonville to finish it and the Spartan Killington Ultra to finish it. And so that's going to play a big, I mean, that's going to play a huge role in what I do fitness wise and what I train for. My first two goals are almost always the same. I mean, number one is stay sober 1 day at a time, 365 days a year. And I make it a goal because I always want to constantly remind myself it's the single most important thing in my life. The second thing is going to be continuing to my diabetes. I pick a blood sugar number as a target because all things health wise get easier when my blood sugars are in line. So between that and my other chronic conditions, it's a reminder to put my health above all else. But then it comes down to the business, which is where the third goal comes. And that's, I need to spend some more time on that one over the next couple of days and weeks, because I don't think just putting a financial goal on the board is enough. And I like to reverse engineer goals about how I break them down and stuff like that too. But I think it's more important for me to think about the impact. Does that make sense?
Absolutely.
So that's wrong.
Yeah, when it comes to business goals, I like how you say, especially because you and Pedro are the entrepreneurial spirit. Kind of my theme when I've got on the mic this past week is when it comes to businesses and when you think about taxes, and this is what I've been telling our members and people I've been coaching, is when you think of Fortune 500 companies or really any business in general, they've already started operating in 2026. Yeah. Like they started that months ago. And we know how supply chains kind of work. Everything is kind of, set off in the future. Like if something were to happen today, like if something happens to the stock market today, the supply chain doesn't really start to see it for a couple of months. Like some things are reactive in that way. But for the most part, Fortune 500 companies, businesses, they've been operating in 2026. That's exactly what we need to be doing. You want to be faster in 2026, run faster today. You want to get stronger in 2026, lift the heavy weight today. You want to lose the weight, you can eat healthier today. Like those businesses are already operating, and for them to succeed, that's the thing. Those businesses, they're not just doing it because they're forward thinking. They will fail as a business if they do not start operating in 2026. If they're late, if January 1st comes around and they're like, holy crap, what are we doing this year? Then they will fail. And that's why people will fail, is if you're not already operating of the person you want to be in 2026, you need to start operating as if you already are that person today. That might not mean you are a marathon runner yet, but that means you can go for the same run you would go on today. You can do the same things that person would be doing today, right now. You don't have to be like, I'll just wait 6 weeks, because you're not setting yourself up. If the most successful people or those businesses are already operating in it, you can operate it in the same way at your own level. That's the kind of energy we need to be taking into this.
I love that. And I bet there's somebody right now who's saying, man, you're right, but, and one of the things, like, there's not always a lot that you can do towards a certain goal, depending on how far away it is, but there's always something that you can do to put yourself in a better position to achieve your goals. So some things, like, I was trying to think of the fitness, but I mean, that's not true. Everything I can do can impact it, but I'll just say that there's always something that you can do to prepare yourself, to put yourself in better position, because otherwise what you find here is we're in the second week of January, and it's not only that you haven't started, but you don't know how to start. And I think that's where a lot of people right now, they start, and a lot of people do this. They pick goals arbitrarily that they have no idea how they're going to achieve them. And so come January, sometimes they're like, I got to get started. And by then it's mostly already too late. So even if your feet don't hit the ground till January 2nd, you can pick this time to think through the problem, to come up with a plan, to see through the obstacles, to know how you're actually going to achieve it. And I put this back to the logistics world right now, because I am still talking to way too many people who think the market is going to solve their problems.
Yeah, we're kind of past that point when it comes to this industry of kind of counting on the market. And again, the market's going to do what it's going to do, and I know that it's it's at historic levels, but we've known that this market has been trash since 2022. And we're going on 2026, and so we know it sucks. Everybody knows it sucks. Everybody knows that, and there's really no rhyme or reason. Even the top geniuses in the industry can't pinpoint when it's going to end, how much longer it's going to go. So all you can do right now is continue to play the ball where it lies. So it's, to sit around and wait and see. So if you are a business owner and you want to start operating in 2026, you need to start calling the people that you planned on calling next year. You need to start getting on the phone with them, sending that, building relationships with those people, and doubling down on the relationships you already have with people you have been working with.
And I challenge the question, and I'll shut up for a minute. It's paid to hear from you, brother. But what are you going to do different next year? That's the question. Because again, like even if the market gets better, that's great. If you're still like the 1,000th broker or business on the list, you're still going to be 1,000th. You're not going to get taller. So what are you going to do different to actually improve next year? That's the question. So Pedro, what about you? What's next after you hit your 250?
Man, you know what? I don't know. My wife asked me the same. She asked me the same thing. I don't know. Maybe yesterday it might have been because I weigh myself every Monday. It's like just my thing, and which because Nick is like stay off the scale, Pedro. So I weigh myself once a week now. That's on Monday, and my wife said she's like, "Babe, what are you going to do after you hit 250?" And I was like, "I don't know. I guess just keep going." the only the only goal that I still want to try to hit this year, when funny enough, I just thought about it, and I only have myself to blame for probably not already doing one, but it's a short little marathon, man. 3K, 5K, 10K, whatever. And I'm pretty sure there's plenty of them around here through the next month. I'm sure they'll do some turkey trots or whatever. So that's one goal I still need to hit by the end of the year. I had two fitness goals when I started this year. It was to hit my 250 and to do a marathon or a race, whatever, of some sort, and not even care how I placed, just do one and finish one. But as far as next, I don't know, Nick. I haven't set that goal out, and I know I already should have it, bro. I've just been so focused on hitting that 250, I haven't thought about it. I guess it's like you're chasing that first $1 million. It's like, what are you gonna do when you make your first $1 million? I don't know, make another $1 million. You know what I mean? So
I actually love your answer, dude, because I think it will present itself, and you're already aspirational about it, and that's kind of what's important. Is you're already thinking. It's kind of like you wake up and you're like, wow, what can I do now? What can I do next? And I think Lombard started talking about a little bit at the beginning when he was talking about, when you pick up fitness habits, it doesn't have to be anything crazy. I did not set out to do all this. I picked one race, one time, one thing, just to mix it up and do something and start training. That's all I wanted to do. I had no earthly idea what was going to find next. As a matter of fact, I have sworn up and down for the last 20 plus years that I would never do a triathlon. So here you go. So that's awesome, man.
That's
by
another
the
good
way,
part.
one thing on the marathon, if you finish, you will actually be a faster marathoner than 99.95% of all other Americans.
oh, I know, brother. I know the stat, man. It's just similar to kind of to being in the military. Military, same thing. You're the elite 1% if you're in the military, and that's it, man. And I think that's a good goal to have. Is I don't want to place first or 10th or 15th. If I place first or 5th or 15th, fantastic. But I just want a simple goal, man, just to finish one, just to say that I did it. You know what I mean? So, and I think with some things in life, that's a good place to start. And some people may argue with me, but I think a lot of people, when they set a goal, it's always like, oh, my goal is to do this, but I have to place first, or I got to place third, or I got to be within this thing. And it's like, dude, how about just the fact you completed the damn task? I mean, that's something in itself. You weren't doing that 3 months ago, and now you did it. So how about just be celebratory that you actually did something new and accomplished something that X amount of time ago you didn't think you were going to, and then maybe start worrying about where you place or how high you might be in the company or something like that. But hey, like I said, some people may argue with me. Some people like to shoot from the stars from the get-go.
Yeah, and I think kind of goes back to what Nick said, which is really important. Is when a lot of times when people set goals, whether they could be arbitrary, like that goal could just be very, very vague. It's like lose weight, and that was my original goal. Like I didn't set out for Ironman. I didn't set out for any of this. Like I just knew off the bat I needed a change. I needed to lose weight, but I didn't know how. So I started with that one thing. And so for a lot of people, they don't know how, like when it comes to like losing weight, there's multiple ways to do it. Like there's plenty of ways to peel back the layer of the onion of just losing weight. And that's why to start off with like a very specific intention doesn't always go that well. Like if you're somebody who's like going from the couch right now to say, well, I want to do Ironman, that is great, you should do that, but you should start with what are you not doing currently. So if you want to lose weight, go back to the basics and start with that one thing. That goal doesn't need to be, and this isn't to you, Pedro, this is because you obviously have a race on your mind. But for somebody who's looking to do it, that's why the numbers matter. And this is like, especially Nick, you talk to a lot of salespeople. Like salespeople have certain numbers they need to hit. Like there's a certain number there. When you hit these numbers, odds are if you hit these numbers, you're going to get the sales you want. Like, for every 100 cold calls, you get X amount of, people you talk to, and then it turns into 2 sales, whatever, same thing. If you can shoot for getting in movement X number of days out of X number of days, like I said, getting 10,000 steps 7 out of 10 days. So if 3 out of those 10 days you fail, when you quantify that by a month, you've won the month. And then when you quantify it by 3 months, like over those 90 days, you have like a B plus and A minus. And who's not happy about an A minus they get on a test when they do that? So when you set when you have a number type goal, not like I need to lose 50 pounds, like that kind of already sets you up. If you're saying, I wish I can lose 50 pounds, you're kind of setting yourself up, because again, if you don't know exactly how to lose weight, we've got to realize that numbers on scales can also be arbitrary. Don't aim for something so specific where if you don't get it, you're going to be defeated. Just aim for getting the movement, because this is a long game. This isn't a short game.
Let's pause on that topic real quick. Just give Jeff his comment. Said, when it comes to the market and its impact, it really comes down to the vertical you're working in. That's a great point. I do not have any complaints, but I know it will get better. The question I have is, are you setting yourself up to win when the market
flips?
And that's right. What are you doing to prepare for it now? It's a great comment. And the vertical part is also a great comment, which also goes to kind of what you're just talking about again with the what's the one thing and the specificity. I was 240 pounds. I about 237. Long before I ever discovered Spartan, long before I ever really got into running, and I was like, when I just realized how fat I became, I was like, oh man, enough of this. And so I just set out a goal to lose 20 pounds, and it was a completely arbitrary goal, but it was one I could set a plan to. 2 pounds a week. And I broke it down, man. I broke it down simply by tracking my macros and the calories. And I probably, I honestly only added probably 10 minutes more a day of exercise than I was already doing. And I'm talking about stuff like walking the dog, simple life hacks. And by just simply managing the macros and managing the calories, losing all that weight just came down to one simple decision at a time. And I rarely went without, and I didn't know anything about nutrition like I do now. And so once I lost the weight, though, it was like, I kept losing it, and I got to this healthy 190, healthier 190, 200 sort of place. But that's when ultimately I found Spartan. And then it was like, okay, cool. What's next? And I don't know if I shared you that podcast I was on with Joe DeSena. And that's one of the things I talk about is how fitness is a progressive disease. You start out with the one thing, but what you don't realize is that you're creating opportunities for yourself too. The more things we do, the more things we can do.
Yeah, we need to expect the goalpost to move. The goalpost will move automatically.
Nick, it reminds me of an NCO that I had in the Army, man. This guy was Staff Sergeant Can 2. Dude was the most fit, gung-ho guy you'd ever meet. And he had a saying, and his saying was, have a Nike mentality. And all he simply meant by that was, when you think you want to do it, just do it. Right? That's it. Just go out there and do it. That's how that guy approached every single thing in life. And I try to have some of that in some things. And when I'm hindering on something I want to do, I just think to myself, you're just going to do it. You're either going to fail or you're going to win, but you're still going to complete the task. You're going to learn something, and who knows, you may just have fun depending on what that is. So I think at this time right now of the year and moving into 2026, just have yourself a Nike mentality. Just get out there and just do it. whatever it is, your new sales calls, your fitness regime, your diet, whatever it is, end the year with the just do it mentality.
You can't
Yeah.
surprise yourself if you don't challenge yourself. I love it.
Great. And Jocko shared a video of that recently where he was talking about a seal he knew. And yeah, you only get wet once. Like that's it. Once you're wet, you're wet. And so when it comes to the diet thing, like one thing you can do, like people who don't know where to start, just go to the grocery store. If you're somebody who's regularly eating out, just go to the grocery store. You're going to know exactly what you should be buying. One last thing I want to leave it with too is verbiage also matters. It's kind of a manifesting thing. It could be woo woo for people, but say, to constantly be wishing for things, like to say, I wish, or I really wish I could. Using that verbiage is very powerful because of the vibration it sends out. And when you are wishing for things, you are announcing to the people especially if you're saying it in person, you're announcing to the people to the universe that what you are wishing for does not exist. You're declaring by wishing for something, you're saying it doesn't exist because it doesn't exist for you. And when you constantly say you're wishing for it and you're going to keep saying that and you're declaring that something doesn't exist, then you will never get it. So if you're wishing for more money, if you're wishing to be in better shape, if you're wishing for this, you're declaring that it does not exist. It can't exist because it doesn't exist in your mind yet because you're wishing for it. You're wishing for something that is seemingly, quote, impossible. And so when you are wishing for something, you're saying that it doesn't exist and it cannot happen. They're almost the same thing. We've got to change that verbiage and we've got to change how we talk. And I know we mentioned on the show how we talk about ourselves. We need to change how we talk about those things. We need to start, again, acting as if it's already 2026. That's why you put the race on the calendar. That's why you do XYZ. That's why when you talk to, like if you're a broker and you're trying to solicit business, you're never going to talk about yourself like you're small time. Like you're never going to be like, yeah, I wish I could give you better service, like to win your freight. I wish I could do that. No, you're going to tell them, hey, I can move X amount of loads like this, like that. And you're going to tell them that whether you fully believe or know it or not, because we know issues happen in this industry, you're never going to solicit a shipper by downplaying what you can provide for them. And you need to be doing that the same way with your own lifestyle, with who you are and what we're doing.
Did I actually write about that in my book too? I'm like, nobody's ever going to want to buy from the person. Like, oh, I don't know, maybe just kind of hopefully thinking that, my service is okay. Like, all right, cool. Thanks for dropping by. Like, you have to believe it. You have to believe in the goal. And I say it all the time. You have to see it. You have to believe it before you can achieve it. And I've been working on the self-talk because, the mechanic's car is always the last to get fixed. So I've been working on my own self-talk. And every time I say like I'm grinding or this is hard or blah, 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 I'm correcting myself now. And I'm trying to, I am thriving. I am thriving. And just say it until you believe it.
100%. The sun is rising in Texas for us, Pedro. It is a new day.
I know, it's beautiful.
We can't beat it.
So
Sure.
Go ahead.
Oh no, I'm saying I sure wish Trey was here.
I know, man. So, well, in honor of Trey, hopefully he's getting some good cat naps in right now. But in honor of Trey, find your tribe. As iron sharpens iron, let's go.
Let's go. Let's get after it. Again, find that tribe again. And if you want to join that Slack group, again, we do have a free Slack group with this channel. So if you're looking to integrate, socialize, hang out, join conversation, I drop a daily quote in there. You're free to ask any sort of questions. Again, that's the whole point of this, is to try to build community off of that. People who are going to rally and challenge you and help you out. So Iron Minds is the tribe. We're easy to find. Let's go out and get after it, baby.
We'll see you. Let's go. Have a good day, guys.
Y'all too, guys.